I became interested in cryptography many years ago, in particular applying mathematics to breaking it. I learned that this new kind of computer would break the codes I'd been working on. I initially dismissed it as nonsense. Then I realized, they were serious, studied it a bit more and realized I was wrong. Someday this would work and it's going to reshape how we secure things. What I never imagined in the 90s is how much more dependent on cryptography we'd be in every aspect of our day-to-day lives. Now we use it every day without even knowing it, right? When you do HTTPS, when you use a VPN and so on, you're using public key cryptography. That cryptography is based on hard mathematical problems that we think would take the lifetime of the universe or thousands of years to break. But with a quantum computer, suddenly it becomes easy to break.
The most common way of doing encryption is using asymmetric cryptography. So this is using public and private keys. I would send you a public key, and you would use this to encrypt your message. The message comes to me, I use my private key to decrypt the message. In the past, people have been able to just increase the key size a bit, double the size of the key. So there's an exponential increase in the time that it would then take to break the key using conventional computers. That does not hold true for quantum computers.
Well, the impact in the 90s would have been bad, but nowadays it'd be astronomically more intense and more disruptive, because the entire economy, every critical infrastructure, every critical digital platform, directly or indirectly, is vulnerable to these codes being broken. So now the stakes are much, much higher, and we definitely have to be prepared for this.
So where QKD comes in is it offers a secure way, a quantum safe way of delivering that initial seed key so that we can continue to use AES and the conventional encryption systems, knowing that no one can have intercepted and cracked that initial seed key. Because QKD takes a lot of capital investment, lots of equipment, infrastructure that you need to put in. So it's not something for end devices. It's not for mobile phones or laptops. It's about securing connections between data centers, for example, telco backbone networks, government communications. Yeah, we would deploy this over optical fibers for metropolitan-based networks, and for longer distances we use satellites. So SpeQtral is building. We have two satellite missions at the moment, one launching next year, 2024, one the following year, 2025, and we'll be starting to demonstrate and test out these satellite use cases for global quantum key distribution.
One of the wonderful new tools quantum technology brings is a way to establish these cryptographic keys without one of these mathematical assumptions, right? Which is a dream, it's a blessing. Of course, it's only going to help us be more secure, more resilient, more prosperous if we deploy it, right? If it's widely used. And there were some fundamental bottlenecks to really scaling this new kind of cryptography called quantum cryptography, or more specifically quantum key distribution, also known as QKD. So to take it from a small scale niche to really a globally deployable solution, there's a number of things needed. And we developed a new category of product called the Quantum Delivery Network, which is this interface between applications that you care about, like your VPNs, video chats, payment systems, and so on, which should not be burdened with the complexities of new cryptography. It's an interface between that and the quantum hardware that's on the ground or flying around on satellites in space. One of the things I've done over the many years is try to explain why we can't wait till the threat is more tangible and visceral than it already is. Because with something as fundamental as cryptography, that's not a Tuesday patch, right? That's 1 to 2 decades of migration to do it properly. If you don't do it properly, if you manage this as a crisis, there's tremendous business costs and security costs to that. So there's a long migration time, plus a lot of our information assets have a long shelf life. So when you combine that long lead time that you need to be ready, and you compare it to the threat timeline, the timeline where threat actors are able to compromise your systems, compromise your information, but also take down your systems, take control of your systems, we're really cutting it awfully close.